just mostly just Twitch chat being awesome.
You ever just stream some L5R? Like, cause I might do some just to for like artifact.
Yeah, I've streamed like when I'm just playing. Uh, people just people want me to talk more, but like when I'm playing, when I'm spamming games, I don't pay full attention to the to L5R, so it's not really. Yeah, I don't think you actually get to play Wydwen.
I don't want to play that. No thanks. I need to play more scorpions.
Wait, you don't like
I
play?
rarely ever see a scorpion now. Actually, most of the people that
It's
join my games
it's
are
dragon,
either
right?
yeah, Phoenix Dragon, and then like a unicorn. That's
Yeah,
about
it's
it.
so dumb playing every. I just started leaving mirrors. I'm just like, look, I already know how this matchup goes. I just tell
Why do you
people.
think I don't like to play mirrors? Because I already tested all I need to. Like, there's not really anything to test right now, right? I basically know the matchup. I don't really need to like. It's not gonna be like, oh, this groundbreaking new discovery that was made. Resto is a really good card. Holy shit.
I
Like,
do I
whatever,
do like
man.
playing against Phoenix because a lot of them are playing Secret Air now, so I get to play around 5 fires. Like it gives me really good practice on like buying versus that and stuff.
Did you have enough practice when I was playing that in
It's
Scorpion?
no, it's different out of Phoenix, right? Because when you were playing Scorpion, your board wasn't like you didn't have these Dreamer and shit that could break
Oh
provinces.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like they just buy a fucking one drop for with a fate on it, and then it can break a province, with storms and shit, and then they
You know, like
fires your board.
the scariest boards are actually like, one fade on like two dreamers and a solemn. You're like, God, that's
Yeah, and then
like,
there's storms for 3. Yeah.
it's just fucking bananas. And then it attacks you at water, and you're like, all
I,
right, boys, what do I do?
yeah, yeah.
Block
They
this?
attack
Like,
you
what the
water.
fuck?
They take you water, and then it's like, all right. How many Ninos are there gonna be?
You're like calculated, doing some fucking math and probability. God, it's so stupid.
And then like later they just drop Tadaka. Well, for you it's Tadaka.
Oh yeah, you got to play against Tadaka and Guess, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. When people tell me that Crane Dynasty and Phoenix Dynasty are worse than Scorpion, I'm like, do you understand how stupid the game would be if we got like Library and Tadaka? Like half the
Oh my
players
god.
just
Please,
fucking quit
please.
the
We don't
game.
need Scorpion with library. It'd be so dumb.
Scorpion with Library, or like if we had Guess, like imagine we had Cautious and just like gave zero fucks about the Dragon matchup, and
Yeah.
we had
Yeah.
Brash Samurai and Noble Sack. So like, dude, no, it would be disgusting. Like we would just, instead of trying to do all this shit, we would just let you break, get rid of your attachments, and then blow up your characters instead of having to splash Dragon. I don't know. I mean, like obviously we pay for it with our conflict deck, but like, yeah, I played against Lion too, and like thinking about like Courtier, like Lion's Pride Baller, yeah, I'll buy that for 3. Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Lions Prime Roller
Spirit
is
Caller,
sick.
Spirit Caller, hell yeah, I'll buy that for 3.
I'm-
Fuck yeah.
I
Instead of
remember
these.
pre I remember pre RL Lions were playing Scorpion and splashing Edict and then like edicting with LPB.
Oh yeah, yeah, it like blew me out the first 2 times, and I got better at it. Like I got better at just like reading it.
All right,
I really
so
don't want live.
well we've been live. On to the
Okay.
match here. We have Wydwen versus Action Johnny for the final match of group stage of the World Cup. Most team standings are through. This is actually like a super important match, which is hilarious. So if Wydwen wins, it's a clean cut, and Germany will advance out of the group along with Canada. And if England wins, it creates a 3-way tie at 1 and 2. And because England and Cyprus both have the most game wins over Germany, and Cyprus has the head-to-head over England, Cyprus would advance. So we'll see. Hopefully it's just a clean cut, and we don't have to go to tiebreakers or anything. But yeah,
Wait, so you said England can't make it through? It's either Germany or
England
Cyprus?
can't make it through. England 100% cannot make it through. But
Okay.
there's pride.
Alright, I gotcha.
Daxar, we're just kind of talking. Yeah, Gomes, yeah, it's Shen on the co-cast.
So just going over the list, some pretty important things. There's 2 Shadow Shapers. This thing's like an absolute beast versus Vengeful Oathkeeper.
Oh, that's so... No, it can't bounce. Oh, it costs 2. I thought this guy cost 3. Yeah. Oh, I was thinking Master the Spear.
Yeah, so when you use the reaction, you just bounce
Oh, you
that
just
fool
bounce it.
back
That's
to
so
hand.
sick.
Yeah, that's why I played 2. And 1 I Can Swim, 1 Fiery Madness.
Icon Swim's actually super
ambush.
good against Unicorn, because they like to load up their guy, and then sometimes they have to bid low, and then they don't have like Finger of Jades and Reapers to save their guy.
Yeah, so Action Johnny, pretty standard, 2 Clouds, 2 Sentries, he is on Lion, 0 Finger of Jade, so he's going to be eating a lot of Fate Worse than Death.
Ready for Battle's really good, but he only has 2 of them.
I mean, it's not really good against some of the other clans. I guess it's good against Crane too.
Ready for Battle's actually really sick against Dragon now. It's really good against Void Fist. Because it sends you home, so you just stand for the next attack then. Dizzy Drone, I hadn't planned on doing that. I hadn't planned on doing that, but I mean, we can, like, at the end of this cast, we can kind of go over the group stage, and I'll talk to Shen, you know, one of the competitors, about, you know, how the World Cup has been. It's been pretty cool. I've been pretty happy with everyone's kind of commitment to it. Everyone's been super pumped. So this matchup's really hard for Unicorn, I think. Like, Wydwen's on Dragon Splash, so he's got more attachment control. No calling in favors is kind of annoying versus Talisman. You'd prefer to
He went
steal
with
it.
3 let go instead.
Yeah, that's fine. I like having 4. I like having 4 attachment control. I like Nyx's splash of
Oh, he also has 0 Mia Mystics. So against this build, like, I've seen a Dragon Splash with adopted kin, and if you don't play like Mia Mystics and a bunch of like 4 attachment removal, it's really rough to play against because their attachments just never leave play. Like, you have characters like Finger of Jades and like adopted kin, like Gajillion Spyglasses, and even when they leave play, it all goes back to their hand and they cloud all your crap. It's really annoying. So like, let's say they cloud and they bring it over to a character, you just adopted kin that, and then you're like, oh god.
Alright, so Wydwen being very, very unintelligent and losing the die roll. I don't know why he chose to do that. Shooter Evan chat says, I think France looks very strong. Yeah, shoot, I think your team looks very strong. There's a crab player in your team who didn't have a great showing. Maybe you can maybe he can be more pragmatic about his play, his clock management.
Alright, let's looking quickly at provinces. We got probably Rally in the box,
I think
Border upholding Feast and
I think
Famine
both players have Rally.
No, Wydwen has Entrenched.
Does he? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought he was a Rally player.
He has Meditations instead of
pretty good flop here for Wydwen. Multiple cheap courtiers. You know, hopefully he mulled for an assassination against this Border Rider. Just gotta cancel the charge and then you're set. Yurt's gonna be really nice for Johnny though. It is pretty cool that you can box Unicorn now, because you couldn't box them turn 1 before.
This matchup, you have to break Shiotomi and Kamen. If you don't break it's just like, it's awful.
How many captives is Johnny? Captive Audience is a card that fucks Scorpion.
It's 2 of them.
2, yeah.
Oh,
that card's...
Is he running an 8 Sentries? Okay, so no... Never mind, 2 Sentries on Wydwen. So 2 Sentries for both players.
Yeah, Favor is going to be really important for both players here.
Wydwen went with Tattoo Wanderer instead of Ancient Master, so there's not going to be any like funny shenanigans for Favor. It's going to be what you see is what you get.
He's what, 3 let go, 2 Wanderer?
Yeah, 3 let go, 2 Wanderer, 0 Hawk Tattoo.
Hawk Tattoo's not that great against Unicorn.
I feel like if you play Shoju and you play Madness, you should invest in like at least 1 or 2.
Yeah, that's fair. So we see a Yurt get popped for 2 honor. We saw Wydwen Liar pass, pretty standard. Like, if you just send this Liar and you get Captive Audience, like, that's gotta be miserable, right?
Yeah. What does he have? Okay, I mean, you could like Meek in.
I mean,
not the best, but you're just like whatever, because it's just one of the things where you just have to slog through it, right?
Yeah,
like,
alright, that's fair. You just gotta
slog through all that crap, like through reprise.
So we'll just see
comes down now, it comes down.
What political Earth here? Or do you not like attack? I like attacking here, right?
Yeah, you probably have to attack. If you don't attack, he attacks you middle water, and it's really awkward,
Yeah,
right? He only
probably attack the regulars province. I think that's the best charge target.
Hmm?
I mean, or you can random. It doesn't matter. It's not like there's only one charge target.
If he doesn't have an assassinate, you can just maybe go water. If you do, you just honestly go probably earth. Well, it's
Yep, and
pretty
that's what we see.
big brain.
He hits Feast or Famine. Really smart there on his province hit. Like, you don't cancel captive audience here, right? Like, that's just suicide.
You can actually consider this as his feast. Like if you break this, it's insane. Cause then you just fade all your dudes.
Yeah,
You don't care anymore.
but then you get just like the train run on you, right? Because you can't cancel the charge.
Well, I mean, you're also contesting favor turn 1, so if you just snowball with the favor into like turn 3 or 4,
Well,
you have
like,
your
so say
Sentry's
he captives
active.
here, you can just play a character, right? Like, you just play a
Yeah,
wanderer.
but he only has 5 characters that can participate in political. He's on 2 cunning, 2 sneak, 1 meek informant, and 2 tattoo.
You mean military, right? Because if it's captive, it goes to military.
Oh yeah, never mind. Yeah, okay, so you have 6. You're right.
So Johnny doesn't defend.
If there is a captive, you can honestly consider.
Oh wow,
just,
he just
okay.
goes for that's just an aggressive use of court games there. I mean, obviously he's trying to turn off edict.
Yeah. I mean, you have to have a captive after this, right? Otherwise, this
Yeah,
is
I would just run that
just
captive out there. I
super
don't think
low
I care.
equity court games. Wydwen is on the Fantana, so he has 3 fans, 2 katanas.
Yeah, like
3
a goblin
clubs.
seek with a katana would be pretty nice.
Yeah.
I guess actually goblin seek's really awkward against Feast or Famine because the border rider is sitting there.
If you have assassin, you just get rid of it. Like canceling here if he captives is pretty good because then you have like numerous ways to break. Like you still have Force Shame, Way of Scorpion. You can attach a fan to this thing, right?
We see a wayfinder come down. I wonder if Wydwen just will let. So it sees pilgrimage. Pilgrimage is really good to like attack into for these giant military clans because you can just fucking brute force that province.
You say that, but like sometimes you just play a cunning and
Oh
lose the challenge.
That's more like for lion. Like for unicorn, you can just go so wide. Like for against cunning, it's like you can't dishonor all this shit.
It's better because he has like 3 Force of Rivers, but there are still times where, you know, if you don't have a Shono and you go in, even after you like force a river charge and captive audience,
Scorpion
you're
just
still
has enough
somehow like
debuffs.
losing the challenge.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. I'm talking about all that stuff resolving, not like not like fizzling. Like a captive comes, it puts in like 2 characters into play. You're like, okay, Way of Scorpion, Bonsai, Fey Worse Than Death, this, and then at the end you're like losing. You're like, what the fuck happened?
So let's see. Yeah, Woodman's just gonna pass here. I think he's just gonna take the because once you know where once you know where it is, like you can just play around a little bit. There's the captive. We're seeing a pause here. I wonder if Wydwen's gonna cancel this.
I don't think he will just because of his previous mindset. Like if he was trying to break this, he would have used something like
Yep.
earlier on the Wayfinder. So his like
Oh, and then
mindset,
we see a goblin
yeah,
seat come down after the captive.
it's pretty good. Woodwin's on 2 assassinates.
Yeah, when I was playing Scorpion, I really liked having 3. Like 3. You could actually reasonably play all 3 in this matchup too because there'll be enough targets and the yurts will give you more honor. So Johnny passes. I think Wydwen's just gonna get this Earth Ring. That was like super equitable for him. He added to the board with a Goblin Sneak, so one of his cards, and then he only spent 1 card. He's up. What he's up 4 cards from that because he spent 3 to 1 and then discard. Or sorry, he drew a card.
Basically, be up 4
Up 3 cards, right? Yeah, when Liar dies, he's up 4.
Yeah, he'll be up 4 basically. Since you're getting discarded, pretty important knowledge.
Yeah, especially if Johnny wins favor on turn 1.
Yeah, there's only one sentry left in Unicorn's deck.
Yeah, you really need to protect like your captain or your cavalry reserves and your what's that other card? Unleash the Djinn.
He has one Unleashed Jin. So it's really interesting. I think right now, my playstyle, I like Meditations better on the row as Scorpion because I like the Hawk Tattoo and I mostly play for board. But if Hawk Tattoo ever gets errated, I think Upholding is 100% correct. I actually submitted the wrong list for the World Cup,
Well, you'll get
but
to
it was like pretty much the same.
you'll get you'll get to resubmit.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing to be honest, but like just small preferences, you
There's
know,
an
like
assassination on the border rider,
okay, one assassination left.
and then we see another Wayfinder come down. Still political, sees shameful, so he knows where all the provinces are now. Wayfinder's a pretty good card, it turns out.
And it's a Shigendra. People would have killed for that card in core.
Well, it existed in core.
I don't know, I mean like as a neutral in their clan.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like Lion cannot for life run Cloud in core.
I mean, they still can't really.
That's true.
Wydwen passes, loses the honor. We're gonna see the other the other Wayfinder get stood here. We see another Goblin Sneak come down. So really taxing the fate situation for Johnny. When I play Unicorn, I like playing Manicure Garden because I like having fate too much. I'm not a huge fan of Border Fortress. Probably just see an attack here on Feast or Famine. What do you go Void here to deny Void, or do you go for Air? Oh, scouting is so risky. If he had hit Border Fortress there, Johnny could flip his own rally and then just completely stop this conflict.
I think scouting is like risky regardless because you can hit like Upholding here and he bonsais and you have multiples. You get screwed.
Yeah, like two of your edicts or something.
Yeah, he hits Border, rally flips, he hits Pilgrimage, like nothing happens. And is he? That's two bonsai, so he could potentially break.
Yeah, you can break Pilg, but
it's just gonna be hard. You would definitely need
if you don't have a duplicate here, do you well, I guess you can't. No, you can't afford to.
I think if you don't have a dupe, just let it go. Like you're drawing 5 next turn anyways, or
well,
yeah,
you want to break if you don't have a dupe.
I wouldn't care if I broke. I wouldn't force the break. I would just if he bonsais me, whatever.
Oh sure. So you see the air ring going off, drains an honor. He has this manipulator in row. He can buy that next turn to turn his box back on.
Yep.
So probably see a military void on meditations by this Wayfinder.
So like if he hit Upholding and then let's say he bonsais the sneak and then it breaks and Johnny has a charge, right? He can charge.
Yeah, right. You take the edict and then...
Yeah. I guess this way would be really sick if he had a Shiotomi encampment. Then that would be like the nuts.
Yeah, that would be the
like
nuts,
2
right?
breaks. Like that's always really awkward when you see that on a starting row versus Unicorn.
Going for fire, I don't agree with this. I think Void's just stronger. Clear out some of the board. I mean, it's a Goblin Sneak, but like the Goblin Sneak represents a character that can attack.
I think Void is definitely correct. Like you remove part of the board, and next turn you're probably like if you flip a keeper, you can go onto the fire, right? And then it also has a fate next turn.
Going first with fire is also better because even if you want to like honor one of your guys or dishonor one of the courtiers on the other side, like it'll last the whole turn.
Wait, favor is probably going to be tied.
He's going to try and break Pilg here. That's really risky.
He has to have a charge, right? If you don't have a charge,
yeah. Like, okay, so he bonsais first. So assassination's been played already.
Yeah, he's been played.
He could have a wanderer here. A wanderer would be nice.
Wanderer. He could like wave Scorpion, Cunning.
Yeah, but that uses all his fate, and it's only a 1 fate cunning.
Yeah, but then like your board is, but then the next turn you don't have any fate on your guys, and you can like almost 100% break the feast and
Yeah,
famine.
that's fair. That's fair.
If that's the one, if that's the line you want to go. If you want to break feast and famine next turn, you can do that, and then
You just buy manipulator pass.
yeah, buy manipulator pass.
We do see a wanderer though. One fate wanderer. We see the charge. And we're gonna see an edict here. I mean, I believe he has it because of the pause on the captive. If he doesn't, playing this one, yeah, there's the edict. If Johnny has second charge here, though, that's really insane.
He's so behind on board though.
No, he doesn't have it. So we're gonna push favor here. So Wydwen Sentries won't be on, and John only has one Sentry left. Forge Edict is a powerful card. You just mull the Kudaka and the Soshi, right? And you just keep the manipulator, or do you keep the Soshi?
I would probably keep it. He has 2 clouds. Like if I have a cloud in hand, I'll keep the illusionist. I'd 100% keep the manipulator. Definitely more than the Kudaka.
So we see
Illusionist,
Johnny mulls
maybe.
all, I think.
Yeah, probably. You want to shoot Tomi encampment.
You want an encampment? You want 1-drops?
He's only gonna have 8 fate rolling into next turn, anyways.
Eh, Johnny saying the hand is perfect. That was like a pretty standard Scorpion hand. Maybe I'm biased because I play against you so much, but like this seems pretty standard to me.
I mean, I play like 10 conflict characters.
Yeah,
games,
yeah,
like,
exactly.
Go through half my deck and I haven't seen a conflict character. It's like weird. I did mulligan like maybe 1 or 2, but this is pretty standard, right? Because he's drawn 10 cards. He's seen 1 edict. Because that's the card that mulligan. It's essentially just like 14.
Akis in chat is saying that the counter court games from Wydwen on the Lyre made it 100% obvious, and there we see it Hidden Moon Dojo with a Shadow Shaper right next to it.
That makes it to where like you can poke military and just return those vengefulls. Ooh. And he has.
We can only do it once. You can only return 1 vengeful.
I mean, if he has 2, you're like, whatever, It's like running
yeah.
into Ninos on water. You see 3, you're like, alright, big brain play, congrats.
Yeah, Ronnie, you gotta play the charge there, right? Like, I mean, you just make your opponent have it. You have to fight through the edict. You have to fight through the edicts eventually, right? Like, so you just holding charge doesn't help you in any way. Are you gonna do bank on your opponent not having a courtier? Like, it can happen, but it's not a great philosophy.
I would have liked to see him just attack meditations, honestly, because like he didn't have any fate on. He also gave him a fate off the pilgrimage.
Yeah, we see a 3 fate Nergui. I really don't like this character that much against Scorpion. It's like so low on stats.
I'm not too huge fan of this play either, especially because there's clouds, right? Like even though he can pass, he has a Shigenja right next to his dojo. So if he does draw a cloud with this, he just immediately clouds on Nergui. It's 4 fate. It's a 2/2. It's not gonna do anything. But if this Nergui does not get clouded, massive value.
Oh, Johnny Yurd it as his first action. Yeah, Ronnie's saying a four fate. Well, actually, it's a 7 fate blank 2/2 coming up.
There's only 2 clouds.
I mean, even if you don't cloud this character, like the ability is not that strong against Scorpion with Dojo face up. The stats are just so low. You don't threaten much. Is he just gonna try and like throw a Cav reserves and hope Wydwen doesn't have an edict here? Like, I mean, I could see it. Like, if the Cav reserves resolves, you just like get a huge advantage, right? You bring back Shono and Border Rider.
No assassination on. Yeah, no assassination on Unicorn. I mean, if he has assassination, I would 100% go for this.
Oh, sure. Yeah. You really can't play assassination with like Jin and all these other, and playing captives and bonsais. You just like kill yourself too much.
I've seen some lists run it just because they have yurts. Sometimes.
If I was playing Crab Splash and I had rebuilds, I would do it.
Yeah, that's true.
But then you get into a situation like the only time I've ever won by honor in this game was a situation like that where I was playing against a Unicorn player and they kept rebuilding yurts because they had to keep spending honor, and then I was like at like 20 something and I just bid 1 and then I won an air ring. So we see a double defense, and we see Nergui just send herself back home. So stapled on favorable ground. Is he gonna try and drop some Vengeful's here?
I mean, if you drop 2 Vengeful's, I would just one Faith the Shadow Shaper, return one back, and it's still like awkward as fuck.
I mean, you don't even have to return it until it becomes relevant, right? Like, that's one thing a lot of people.
You can just sit on it. Like if he attacks, just like it's so bad. It's so hard for him to attack into you because he has to send both, right? Let's say you send one, and then you block, and then you Legion of one, then it gets returned.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
If you send both, you can't Legion of one.
Yeah.
And then he'll just allow it onto a break of whatever you attack, right? He has ambush. He still has cunning. He hasn't used a single wave Scorpion. He still has one more assassination, one more bonsai.
Probably gonna see a political conflict from this blackmail artist going in at Feast or Famine, if I had to guess.
Probably not, because he faded it. Like if he wanted to do that, he probably
no. Your opponent has to force you to break it.
Does he have any fans?
I don't think Johnny.
Actually, no. Yeah, he doesn't have any fans. You're right. Yeah, he can go for it. He can Invocation of Ash either.
Like that's fine, right? Your opponent paid a fate, and then you can use your Shadow Shaper to return the Vengeful and make him hardcast it. Like I think that's a perfectly fine trade. Wydwen hasn't been able to box this turn, unfortunately. We do see a political void though, just to protect his blackmail artist. Also, if you break feast, if you get into a situation where you're forced to break feast here, you can just void the Oath Keeper. Like, you need to get rid of this threat so you can, so if you want to invest in like a Kachiko or like a Cunning, you can do so without fear of Talisman, right?
I think you should just break in general, because at some point Shiotomi encampment comes up and you just have to break it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Otherwise, like, or you're so far ahead that you just win on military and you don't really care. Like, if you have a Cunning and you have all the dishonor in the world and you can win fire, you just go in.
Johnny doesn't defend.
Talisman is not a balanced card for one fate.
Well, I mean, like the effect just shouldn't exist.
The effect shouldn't exist, but the fact that it's reoccurable one cost for one fate,
it also gives +1/+1
nonsense. Yeah, it also gives +1/+1. Like, there's just a lot of things
like
wrong
at least
with
Force of the River,
design.
like Force of the River gives +0/+0, right?
I mean, sure, you have attachment hate, but what are you gonna do when you have to use it on a spyglass?
Yeah, there's so many things you like. Unicorn is very similar to Crab in the fact that they have just too many high value attachments that they can overload your attachment control.
The issue with attachment control in the meta right now is you have way too much attachment control when you're playing against Scorpion or Crane, or you will never have enough attachment control when you play against Dragon, Unicorn, or Crab. Like I want all like I want 3 let goes, I want 3 callings, I want to play every Mia Mystic in my deck.
Yeah.
It's like it's kind of like Feast or Famine situation. There's no like in between. Just really awkward. So you have to take like the middle ground and hope it's enough. Because like I don't even think I would want to play a 3rd let go if I had the opportunity. It's just a dead card in Scorpion mirrors most of the time. It's like the first card you discard. You keep like your 1 or 2 let goes for the clouds.
Fighting the Luna attachments. I think attachments are the most powerful card type in the game, but I don't think that they're so good that it's oppressive. Or you would see every single clan just playing attachments, because if they were so powerful, then that would be the meta. The thing is that attachments, like certain attachments. The real issue with attachments is the fact that they didn't put restricted keyword on enough of them. Like Spyglass should have restricted. Like if you just put restricted on most of these attachments, we wouldn't
balance their influence cost.
Sure.
Why is that?
There's a lot of influence costs in general that need to be balanced that aren't balanced, right? Like that's a completely different topic.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of influence costs that are incorrect. But like, was it really designed around putting 1 fate on characters? I when I first started the game, I was putting 2 and 3 fate on characters. I played against the Scorpion yesterday. I played against the guy who won the Melbourne Kote.
What's going on? Okay, so we see Void Ring being one
Yep.
fate getting removed, stealing an honor.
He didn't lose the honor though from the blackmail artist
Oh,
because
he
he
rallied,
rallied.
okay.
I played against against the crab player who won the Melbourne Kote, who's playing Scorpion, and I played a Mitsu with 7 fate against him, and he just types lol. It was pretty great.
That doesn't sound fun. Okay, so what are we flipping over? Shameful? Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
if he has like cunning, this is rough. He's already used Nagui. If he has the cunning, this conflict is gonna turn into a banana.
Yeah, if he has cunning here, the conflict is done. Like, you just cunning 2 fate.
Yeah, just give it up. There's you can't win that. There's zero chance.
Yeah, no way the
Like,
Scorpion.
your opponent has to draw so ridiculously bad for you to be able to win a conflict after a cunning is dropped. Like he has to miss out
Why
on
is
all
he
his
flipping
waves.
Shameful here? I don't understand. Just attack Pilgrimage.
I would just attack the meditations with
And
your
with
like
your idiot
rangeful-
Nergui.
I don't know. Like I mean like there's not, to be fair, there's not really that many good choices. Okay, yeah, just give up on this
I can swim
conflict.
doesn't help you, Dizzy Drone. Both players bid 5. And
You
there
have
we
to give
go.
up this conflict here. There's no way you can win it.
Yep,
Like he has to
yeah,
blink on.
he just passes.
To blink on so much.
That's like such a disrespect attack. He knew where Shameful was, and he just like willingly flipped it over, gave Seeker Fate, and just like, I hope you didn't draw Cunning.
Yeah, I would at least like to see him just. If he wanted to go that route, I would have just attacked the dojo.
Oh, just the Oathkeeper.
I feel like the line is you either go after the meditations with your Oathkeeper, because he's not running Hawk Tattoo. You can't Hawk
That's
Tattoo in
true.
your Nagui and remove a Fate. And just poke and force him to buy the Shadow Shaper. And
Well,
you know,
he
see
leaves
where
himself
it takes
open
you.
to a counterattack this way too. If he just left a character back, he could block. Right now, he's just gonna lose another 2 honor.
Yeah.
You know, Wydwen's up 4 cards. You know, we're gonna get to a point where another turn of bleeding honor like this, and you're just gonna get the bid dropped on you and you'll die.
I would buy the Shadow Shaper from Wydwen. Wait, no. Did he play the tattoo this turn or it played
No,
last
last turn. He put a fate on
yeah.
it.
Yeah, he can't do it then. But you can return your own characters with Shadow Shaper. Another big issue is this cunning is massive. There's not going to be a good way for Action Johnny to get through this. This cunning is making his Nergui into a banana. So now for him to win a military with Nergui, it's probably going to have to be off of Force River.
There is no big fate meta. Like, big fate is like 3 fate on characters that other clans do it. Like, Dragon is the only clan that goes higher than 3 that I've seen. I mean, sometimes Phoenix will like 4 fate Tadaka, but like, you will never see other clans do shit like that I do with my characters. They just don't have the same abilities as my characters.
I would just keep hitting 5. There's no reason.
Yeah,
to
5
bid
for
one.
sure. Oh yeah, Wydwen still plays Yunako, I forgot.
Like, okay, so think about it this way. If you keep bidding 5 against him, and he doesn't bid 5, and you draw your swim,
just
you
box.
instantly win the game.
You just
No, you
box.
just instantly win the game. Like,
Oh,
if he
right,
doesn't bid
yeah,
5,
for sure, for
you
sure.
just draw your swim, and then you just win. You
Well-
just destroy him, because you're already so far ahead on board.
Yeah.
If he doesn't bid 5, because he thinks you're going to bid 1, you box an equity and still smash him, because you have, like, more cards.
I
Like,
guess
no
saying
reason to
Wydwen should
draw
bid 1.
less.
Yeah, I don't like bidding 1 here. I would absolutely bid 5 this turn, and then assess the situation again, going into the next turn.
You have a 20% chance of drawing your swim, right? You draw your swim, this Nagui is dead. And then this Nagui is a banana against your cunning.
Yeah,
You
exactly,
have honor
exactly.
pressure. Yeah, it's just so much pressure right now that you're applying, right? He has a Yunako, which is gonna win him like a potentially mill challenge. He can play this Miyako and then play his Yunako and then force something
That's
to
way
dishonor.
that's way too much fate. Cause like you want to 2 fate your Miyako minimum. If the
I would just
Miyako
3-fate it.
if the Miyako spot had switched with Yunako, that'd be sick. Cause a lot of people don't realize this. You can, when you play Miyako with Hidden Moon Dojo, she triggers herself.
And like if you don't want to play a conflict character in Fate, you can just wait, right? You can play something in Fate phase or regroup with Miyako, and it'll still trigger, and he has to dishonor whatever he fates. So it's like still a worse situation. So if all his characters are dishonored, he has to discard from hand. You know, there's massive equity going in.
Max, like, so Crab Crab can three forfeit their characters. It's just like not as equitable for them to do so. Crab is already super economy hungry, being a keeper clan, and having a ton of one cost stuff in their conflict side. That like it's and the way that saves work, it's not as equitable for them to invest so much in characters. Also, like when you're keeping characters around for the whole game, when they get clouded, you just don't want to have put that much fade in them, because your important characters are all gonna eat clouds.
Wydwen should have a lot of attachment control in hand, because otherwise this is like a really weird play. There's still Invocation of Ash. Look, you can attach Invocation of Ash.
Oh no, I was talking. Ronnie was saying that Crab could be a Seeker clan.
Seeker?
Seeker of Earth, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't play Crab, man. That's too hard, because like I have to bid one some Crab, and like the muscle memory keeps clicking 5.
Yeah.
It's too hard for me to repurpose.
So we see political water coming out here. He foreshames this Nergui. And then it's so awkward for Johnny that he can't force a political break.
No, he can Invocation of Ash, right?
Oh right, sure.
You can just play it on his dude.
If he invocations my guy, I would probably just let go it.
Yeah, I mean, like that's what I'm saying. This play signals to me that he has a lot of attachment.
Well, if he did, if Johnny has the invocation here, he should just not block. He should just block with the Battle Mirror recruit to save the honor, and then leave Nergui at home. Yeah. For like the times that you don't flip Iron Mines,
this thing.
The times that you don't flip Iron Mines, you need someone to hold spyglasses.
Like he can just swift waves in. And then the invocation, you can just use the ability and just put it back on your character. And if it breaks, you get rid of a cunning. Like, cunning in against Crab, Unicorn, and Lion, it's just like a house. This thing like doesn't care.
I'd say 50% of the Unicorn players play Cloud now though.
I mean, sure, but there's no Cloud in this matchup. So this
I'm just saying like.
But even in those matchups, like when you don't see a Cloud, you don't have Shigendra, and there's like a 3 cunning out there, you're like, I can't attack Shame.
No, I'm saying Unicorn, like the matchup in general, cunning isn't as good against Unicorn as it is against Crab and Lion. Like Lion gets the worst. Like even Crab can play Cloud sometimes now, right? So like Lion just gets dunked. They don't have Cloud and they just have to eat shit.
Yeah, but if Cunning didn't bonk Lion, it would be so awkward for Scorpion. Like their things go to like a bajillion force. You can't really contest it, and then you fade worse than death and for shame stuff. They keep standing. I'm not saying like look like it's obviously a bad matchup, but if Cunning did not work on defense against Lion, it would suck a lot.
Yeah, Cunning's a pretty
Card's pretty dumb.
Pretty powerful card, as it turns out. Dizzy Drone saying, honestly, I'm still happier seeing Cunning Magistrate than Haughty Magistrate.
Haughty Magistrate? What does that card do? It's only on attack, man. Come on.
The crab players all hate that card.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
They all hate that card.
Look, man, splash of Ancient Masters, splash 3 Ancient Masters. Let's go. Break that Seppu, Ishi, whatever that
Ancient
card
Master doesn't help you. They old box their Haughty and 3 Glory.
Or play a second one, 4 Gory. Let's go.
No, what? They don't count. They only have 2 Glory each.
No, that's not meant like when you're breaking them.
No, they're not. We're not talking about the province. We're talking about the Magistrate. If the Magistrate gets to 3, it just blanks the other shit.
I mean, look, man, you just have to cloud that thing. That's like Cunning. Same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing. It's just look. If you could deal with Cunning, Scorpion players playing against, you could deal with the Haughty when Phoenix is playing.
I think that Crab should play Cloud the Mind now. It's just another attachment for that is forced removal. We do see a let go on the Talisman, and then we see a second Talisman come down. We're gonna move. Oh wait, is this another let go? Okay, so Wydwen just had double let go.
No, Johnny's only playing 2 Talismans, so he only used 1, right?
No, he just played them both. So Wydwen let go the first one.
Okay.
Then
Johnny...
so
there was a delay. There was a delay.
Yeah. Okay. We see Nergui getting swapped in with Master Swift Waves and then kicked out, and then we see Yunako come down with 3 Fate on this border fortress.
Wydwen loves that card. I hate that card.
I mean, he'll just replace it with Aramaro when the pack comes out, right?
Yeah. Aramaro is actually like I don't think he's actually that good.
I think he's really good. I just don't think he's as insane as everyone else. Everyone.
He's definitely not insane. Like actually, the strongest card in the Scorpion pack is, well, excluding Duty. Let's just not count that. Right? Is Alibi.
Alibi is it Alibi?
Yeah. That card is nuts. That card is easily like.
I think the Shinobi charge has the highest upside.
You need to be Seeker Air to really take advantage of that. Like, I think the Shinobi charge, once you get Seeker Air and they put a neutral let go. Well, because then you go Seeker Air and then you like replace. You just go the Crane Splash, and if you get.
Oh, Soul Beyond Reproach. Yeah.
And then you Soul Beyond Reproach, and you have Noble Sack, and you can use your dude. Like, not like you have a Dishonor Miyako or like whatever in a challenge, like big whoop. You know, it's like 2-3 military.
Soul Beyond Reproach would makes Edict and Calling in Favor is like it's such insane synergy with the Scorpion stuff.
Right. And you have like Noble Sack, right? If they ever print a let go, like stuff is actually seriously in danger no matter how much fate, how much stuff is on the board. Plus you can replace one of your Way of Scorpions for Mark of Shame, right? So you don't have to play like 3 Way of Scorpions anymore.
Yeah, dude, this is why I'm taking Seeker of Air from you guys.
Look, dude, don't be a dick.
I'm just gonna take Seeker of Air so then you can't have it.
Alright, I'll have to wait to Elemental Cycle.
Yeah, I mean, I can't stop you there. I can't stop you there.
What did we vote for? Keeper of Earth, I believe?
Well, Elemental Cycle, it doesn't matter. Like, you can't, no one can deny you.
Yeah. Look, man, if we get like
Johnny would be, this is over.
This is looking pretty bad.
Yeah, I don't see how he can win. There's a Palace.
He's down on so much fate. Not a single fate worse than death has been used. He can't fight this Cunning because his stuff
I don't have to win. I don't have to win, I guess. I just have to place higher than Scorpion.
I mean, is he resigning? This is looking really rough. I'm not gonna lie. Like I don't see how this Scorpion player can come back.
Yeah, but something more broken could come out by then, Ronnie. So.
I mean, there's what, 2? So look at the Scorpion pack, right? There's like 2 cards left, and neutral cards yet to be spoiled.
We see Johnny with the concession. I mean, it's reasonable here. Like, if this was a tournament, this is where I concede and go get food. This is a food round.
There's not much he can do. Like, he's down so much on board. He has to fight through a Cunning.
Yeah,
he hasn't seen a single Cloud, Fate worse than Death. There's still 4 cancels left in his deck.
He hasn't played a single Way of the Scorpion yet.
Yeah, he hasn't played a single Way of Scorpion. So, like, you attack, this Cunning blocks. And it's just like, what do? He hasn't seen a single Favorable either. So he's just going to start flipping Faribles and just drag this Cunning into every conflict and Way of Scorpion anything that has large strength. So you have to have Force of the River to break a military.
Alright, so we'll do a quick rundown now of the World Cup now that every single match has been played. So Group 1, we have Sweden and Italy both advancing, with Sweden being the #1 seed. We have, on Group 2, we see Netherlands with an impressive 3-0 with dropping only 1 game. Greece slacking. I picked them to win, and then they lost a match. Slackers. As the 2nd seed there. In Group 3, we have Canada and Germany advancing. Germany will be 2-1, so they will be the 2nd seed, and Canada will be the #1 seed there. In Group 4, we have Singapore with another impressive 3-0 with only 1 loss. Nick's captaining his team to victory. And we have Team USA bolstered by Shen here with the 3-0. Really carrying the load. But, team events are sweet like that, right? Like, where, 2 of your teammates are having a rough go of it, and then you just carry them for a little bit. And then, Group 5, we have Russia advancing, along with, Switzerland. And then in the final group, we have France, advancing with Spain. And so this will be a 12-team bracket. The top 4 seeds are going to get byes. So currently the byes are guaranteed to be Singapore, and Netherlands are guaranteed to be the 1 and 2 seeds because they only have 1 loss. And then there are 3 teams tied with 2 losses that are 3-0, and they will seeds will be randomly determined there. And and then everyone else has to play.
So then there's an 8-man elimination.
Yeah. So there'll be a round of 8, and then those 4 teams will move in, and then play another round of 8. And then I'm trying to get this. I'm gonna get this started. I need them to re-announce when the Scorpion pack is coming out, cause
they announced the 4th, and then they got like redacted.
Yeah. So I don't know what's happening.
Look, that thing just better be legal for Worlds. They got us super hyped, and then to just take it away would suck.
We just
I would just
compliment
be
France
like,
more. They have this really insane. France has this really strong player named Yoda Sensei, who is way better than the stupid Crane player on his team. So really impressive carrying such players.
oh, I heard he had some big brain Conjo Palace players.
All right,
Not
so that's
everyone
gonna
can
do it for
that.
the cast. Stay tuned for more information on the World Cup. Basically, once the Scorpion pack gets announced, I'm gonna give everyone like a week to kind of do fiddle and practice and do whatever they want with it, and then I'll get deck submissions. The 12 teams that are advancing are able to swap around their seats, their clans that they're playing, and their deck lists. So you could submit a completely different clan if you want.
Splash as well, basically.
Yeah,
just
it's
like
completely
first start.
it's completely everything's different.
Gotcha.
I abstained from the dictator vote shooter of, so I'm neutral party, neutral gaijin here.
I would say though, if it's really close to the start of Worlds, probably just have it done after.
Oh
'Cause,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
We need at least like a week of testing, right? Like if it's like the
If
2 weeks before Worlds.
if it's like 2 weeks before Worlds, I'll like after the week of testing, right? So if it gets released on the 4th, then we'll start in the middle of October. We'll do the round of 8, and then we'll break for Worlds, and then we'll continue the bracket after Worlds. If it comes out later though, and it's like close to Worlds, what I'll do is I'll wait till after Worlds, and then I'll basically do when the resubmit happens. Everyone will go by the new roles also. So Dragon will lose Seeker of Fire then,
Oh,
potentially.
man.
'Cause
I hope that there's not gonna be a terrible
apparently, according to Tyler, we might be able to repick Seeker of Fire. Not quite sure. All right, well that's gonna do it. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Stay tuned for more World Cup action. Check out the playlist if you've missed any games. We're trying to get as many of the games there.
Thanks everyone for listening.
Yep.